Headlines, highlights, the questions burning up the sports world get answered right here. This isn't just another recap, it's the Sports Answer. And leading the charge, sharp, fearless, and always bringing the edge, your host, Rudy Campos Jr. If you're talking sports, you better have the Sports Answer.
Good morning and good Sunday, Sports Answer fans. Rudy Campos Jr. for the Sports Answer on Answer Now TV on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Salem Surround 210-526-3635. Proud sponsors of us here at the Sports Answer. You need your brand to be number one, the national championship, to join the likes of Indiana. You just want to call Salem Surround today, 210-526-3635, or visit their website, salemsurround.com/San Antonio to get started today for all your marketing needs. They are the best in the business. What do we got today? Well, as mentioned, your Indiana Hoosiers, a team that we picked throughout the CFP, are your national champions. They defeated the Miami Hurricanes, but can they go back-to-back? That would be a question that was asked of us. We'll talk about that briefly, as well as it boom or bust for the Texas Longhorns. They have probably the second best class coming in when it comes to transfer portal players. This might be the year. This might be the year we have to talk either boom or bust for the Longhorns. NFL playoff talk. Both conference title games are this weekend. What do we got going on? Just a quick FYI, this has been recorded just a little before Saturday, so it was recorded on a Friday. So by this time this comes out, we may already have division winners, so we already have representatives for the Super Bowl. But nonetheless, I'm going to get you out our picks this week. That way you have them ahead of time as well. Spurs Cheeseman revolves around a potential three-way deal where the Spurs may need to be involved in order to keep a team like OKC involvement out of it. Confused a little bit. We'll break it down for you. Also, Spurs fans going crazy on blown leads. That's going to be your Spurs Cheeseman. But nonetheless, let's get into it here again. Powered by Salem Surround 210-526-3635. Your national champions are the Indiana Hoosiers as they defeated the Miami Hurricanes and finished the season 16-0. Last team to finish 16-0 was Yale way back in the day here. So Kurt Cignetti, again, went into Indiana, has only lost 2 games his entire Indiana career. Made it to the CFP both years. Just had the best team in college football on both sides of the ball. Miami did make a run there, but again, you saw the Heisman Trophy winner and future NFL quarterback Fernando Mendoza just put his team on the back of his shoulders and get that W for Kurt Cignetti and Indiana for their first national championship in football. Congratulations, Hoosiers. The question, we actually are going to get into our sports question of the day right now because it does revolve around the Indiana Hoosiers. Again, our sports question of the week comes from Jared M. of Indianapolis, Indiana. He asks us, can Indiana repeat as national champions? Well, getting into that, they actually have the best recruiting class per the transfer portal. Right now, they're figuring, okay, how do you replace Fernando Mendoza? Well, they have Josh Hoover, former TCU quarterback, coming in. You're losing a receiver like Elijah Surratt. You've got Nick Marsh out of Michigan State coming in. They've got a great running back in Turbo Richards coming from Boston College since they are losing Roman Hemby. It just seems like the players that they've lost at the key positions, they're actually getting right back here in the transfer portal. They are also beefing up the defensive line, adding Toby Osunyami from Kansas State as well. A.J. Harris, former Penn State player, is going to be playing cornerback for the Indiana Hoosiers. So, yes, to sum it up, the Hoosiers do have the opportunity to repeat in a very difficult time because I am on record saying that repeating in college football now is very difficult because of the transfer portal, because of NIL, but Kurt Cignetti has proven that he can use the transfer portal to his advantage. And guess what? That gives Indiana a legitimate shot to be back-to-back national champions. There might be another team that we need to look at that's right up I-35 from us here in San Antonio. We'll get into that here in just a minute. Again, if you want to submit your sports question so we can give you the sports answer be sure to submit them on the show. Go to our YouTube page, which is Answer Now TV. Look for the Sports Answer tab. Click on that. Just drop a comment anywhere on any of those videos. We will get your sports questions answered by giving you the exact and the best sports answer that we possibly can. Mention Indiana. There is one team we got to talk about. Is this the year that it's Texas? Boom or bust? Now, yes, Texas did underachieve and didn't do very well last season. We totally get that. But Texas has the second best transfer portal recruiting class coming in. They have the number one wide receiver out there in Cam Coleman. They were able to get a massive duo, two-headed running back duo in Hollywood Smothers and Raleek Brown. I love the Rasheem Biles from Pittsburgh. He's a linebacker coming in. Texas is getting absolutely loaded for this upcoming college football season. So we asked the boom or bust question. Is this the year Texas finally gets over the hump and gets back to a national championship? Well, they have the team to do it. I actually have them above Indiana right now when it comes to being favored as your national champion. I like what the Longhorns have done. But Longhorn fans, let me know, because personally, for me, this is make or break season for Sark. If he can't get it done with the talent that he's got coming in just from the transfer portal, you need to start looking elsewhere. Sark has to go. You may not have to look very far. We've mentioned before in previous shows a long time ago on other podcasts, we've mentioned there is a guy sitting at UTSA, head coach Jeff Traylor, who would be the absolute perfect fit for the Texas Longhorns. You've seen what he's done at UTSA, even during the times of the transfer portal. A lot of his players transfer out. He builds them up to being great players. And yet they transfer out at the end of the season. Jeff Traylor is the perfect person in case Sark is out. So this is the boom or bust season for the Texas Longhorns. You've got a tremendous transfer portal class coming in. There are no more excuses. This is it. If you can't get it done now, Sark has to be out the door. Boom or bust, Longhorn fans, is this the season? What do you think? Be sure to ask that burning sports question so we can give you the sports answer here on the Sports Answer, powered by Salem Surround, 210-526-3635. NFL talk. Playoffs. We've got title games now. AFC championship title game. NFC championship title game. Broncos, Patriots. Rams and Seahawks. Bo Nix is out for the rest of the season. Broke a bone in his ankle. Sean Payton has Jared Stidham stepping up. Stidham hasn't thrown a pass since 2023, I believe. Well, now it's time for him to shine. Sean Payton has, in the past, made backup quarterbacks really relevant. He's been able to have them get it done for him. The Broncos probably have the best defense in the league. Could we see a game where Denver wins it with defense? We've seen a team win a Super Bowl based off of their defense. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens, Trent Dilfer and those guys, on the offensive side. No disrespect to them, but that defense was, wow. It was big time. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, a lot of those guys, they won that. They won that title. Can the Broncos do the same thing against the Patriots? No Bo Nix. Stidham coming in. Can he just manage the game to get to the Super Bowl? We'll see. I've got the Patriots winning. Patriots defense isn't as stacked as the Broncos, but the offensive side of the ball can be a very big problem. Why? Because they have one of two MVP candidates. I have Matthew Stafford as my 1A. 1B is Drake Maye. Drake Maye is an MVP candidate. He's been playing out of his mind entire season. Can he get it done against Denver and that defense? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I do not expect a New England blowout by any means. Broncos defense is going to be there to play. They are going to show up. Patriots get it done. I feel in that. The matchup that is set. AFC Conference Championship game, Broncos Patriots. I feel the Patriots will get it done. Drake Maye will come through, prove why he is a MVP candidate this season. Give me Patriots 24, Broncos 18. 24-18, Patriots over the Broncos. Patriots punch that ticket to the big game. Then you go to what could possibly be the game of the weekend. Rams and Seahawks. Now, the needle, the hype meter, everything is pointing towards the Seahawks. You saw what they did to the Rams back in week 13. Rams have been playing football, but they've been getting it done. They blew a big lead against Seattle. Gave Seattle all the confidence in the world after that game. Seattle has been playing the best football of any team left in the Final Four. Can they get it done again against the Rams? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Defensively, they are a handful. They are getting turnovers. Their special teams with Shaheed is making it very difficult for their opposition. Can Sam Darnold stay mistake-free? That is huge right there. Can he stay mistake-free? On the other side of the ball, the Rams just have to play above average defense. They are the most talented team in the NFL when healthy. But that defense needs to play way better than what it has been. They've been blowing leads. They've been having to come back from a deficit. You have to play as perfect of a game on the defensive side of the ball as you can right now against Seattle, because the offense may have a little bit of trouble moving that ball. Defensive matchups are key right now in this game for me. Nonetheless, Stafford, Adams, Nakua, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, plethora of tight ends, great receiving core, behind Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams. I'm taking the Rams. I had the Rams during training camp before preseason. I took them to win the Super Bowl. I will never change my word when that team is still in there, no matter what sport it is. Give me the Rams to beat the Seahawks, punch their ticket to be their NFC representative in the big game. I have the matchup as Rams, Patriots. And what do you think? Because if you get Rams and Patriots, you have 1A and 1B as your MVP candidates for me. Couldn't ask for any better script than that. Couldn't ask for a better company than Salem Surround. 210-526-3635. You need that marketing. You want to get to the big game? You want to be big time? You contact Salem Surround today. 210-526-3635. SalemSurround.com/San Antonio for all your marketing needs. On the way back, it's Cheesemit time. NBA talk, Spurs Cheesemit time. Could the Spurs be involved, or should they be involved to stop OKC on a 3-team deal? We're going to ask that question when we get back. We're going to give you the answer when we get back. It's Rudy Campos Jr. for the Sports Answer, brought to you by Salem Surround. We'll be back.
In San Antonio, your business deserves more than noise. It deserves to be seen. SEO, social media, digital ads. If you're not showing up, you're losing customers. At Salem Surround San Antonio, we design digital strategies that work, from web design and SEO to social, podcast, and display ads. Real tools. Real results. Let's amplify your brand. Start today with a free digital presence evaluation. Salem Surround San Antonio, your brand, everywhere it matters.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta, pero I never hear about the real Spurs chisme. Nine, por favor.
All right, it's Cheesemit time again. Shout out to Salem Surround 526 526-3635, 210-526-3635, proud sponsors of us here at The Sports Answer. Here we go. The chisme around Spurs fans and the Spurs team is they are blowing leads. You saw them blow a lead against Minnesota. They had a very huge lead against Minnesota in Minnesota. They blew that lead. I'm not going to go to the next night against Oklahoma City. That game was decided. There ain't no way they were going to come back to win that game, and that was just a hard-fought game. But they blow a lead against most recently against the Houston Rockets. We've seen them blown leads before. Most recently as well against Utah, they didn't technically blow the lead, but they blew the deficit that the lead they had on Utah. Spurs fans are concerned. Hey, is it what's going on? Do we blame the players? Do we blame the coaches? Like, do we need to trade somebody? I've said it many times, guys. You have the third best record in the NBA. If it keeps going this way, Mitch Johnson is going to be a coach in the NBA All-Star game. You are not a healthy Spurs roster right now. Devin Vassell is out. A healthy Spurs roster is a dynamic roster and one that's very tough to beat. The worry should not be there. Don't worry 43, 44 games into the season when you have the third best record. If blowing leads still happens, is it a massive concern? 65, 72 games into the season, heading into the playoffs, we got issues there. Then you need to start to panic a little bit there. That is where Spurs fans need to be. We haven't hit the All-Star break yet. We've only seen a healthy Spurs roster a handful of times. And when we have seen it, they've been very difficult to beat. So when the chisme going around, people worrying about Spurs losing leads, relax. There's no reason to worry. There's no concern. It's part of the game. The teams that they've lost leads to, Minnesota, Houston, majority of them are playoff teams. They are that darn good. But I think Spurs fans worry about it more because it's microscopic. Those losses are put under a microscope and examined, enhanced. Got to stop that. What's wrong? They come out shooting cold. They can't knock down a shot for a few minutes. Can't blame the coaching staff. They're not shooting the ball. Could wonder if the coaching staff is actually motivating them a little bit, less coming out of the locker room. We could use more motivation. There's no urgency either coming out of that locker room. The third quarter is the big quarter. But look at the numbers. Spurs are still way above 500 when leading after halftime. They are still way above 500 when leading after the third quarter. The Spurs have a winning record all the way down the line when you look at it. 18th, right in the middle of the pack when it comes to defensive rating. So they are what? 3-3, 4-3 in the last 7 games? 6-7 games. It's a little bit of a bump of the road. They went 3-0 at home after a back-to-back loss. Consider this, Spurs fans. They have yet to lose more than 2 games in a row in the season. Nobody's at fault. We just got to relax. Can't overanalyze, can't overthink this. There's no need to worry about it. Part of the other Spurs chisme is, what NBA trades do you see happening? You've seen Jonathan Kuminga coming, being on the trading block. You've seen the Sacramento Kings talking about Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. You've seen even the likes of Karl Anthony Towns with the New York Knicks being moved away. Giannis being traded. There's just a lot of people that are being talked about. Tyler Hero, LaMelo Ball is being mentioned as well. John Morant. A lot of guys being mentioned about being on the move. Are we going to see a really popular and active trade deadline, or are we just going to see one or two moves being made? That's my sports question for you sports fans out there. What NBA trades do you see happening? Or do you see any happening? Do you see none happening? What's the favorite one you like to go with? The big talk has always been Giannis to the Knicks. And we know the Knicks can't do it because they gave up all their draft picks when it came to Mikal Bridges. But they can bring a third team in to help facilitate that trade. Now, it doesn't mean Giannis would go to that third team. He's still going to go to the Knicks, but they need draft picks. Two teams have that come to mind and that have the players to make it work. The Oklahoma City Thunder are one, and your San Antonio Spurs are the other. Would you really want Oklahoma City to get better? Because remember, the Knicks would have to give up a key piece in order for that to work. That key piece is more than likely not going back to Milwaukee because Milwaukee wants draft picks. They want draft picks and they want that cap space to build around Miles Turner. So would you want a key piece going back to OKC? Definitely not. So here at the Sports Answer, we looked at what do the Spurs need to do to involve themselves into a 3-team deal regarding the Bucks and the Knicks. You tell us, Spurs fans, part of the Spurs Cheeseman. This would show Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kelly Olynyk, and Jeremy Sohan, who has been rumored as being a player the Knicks want, going to New York. The Bucks received Josh Hart, Harrison Barnes, Mitchell Robinson, the Spurs 2026 first-round draft pick via Atlanta, the pick swap, and then also a 2029 first-round draft pick. There may be a couple of more picks in there, but this is just for right now. In return, the Spurs get OG Anunoby and Yabusele. Now, Olynyk would go to the Knicks because of the Mitchell Robinson thing. They kind of need another big man and a good veteran big man. This is a win-win for all three teams. Giannis would be with Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges, instantly catapulting them to probably the best team in the East right now. The Bucks get the cap space. They even get Harrison Barnes and Mitchell Robinson both coming off of this year. Resign Mitchell Robinson, you can let Barnes go. You have more cap space. Plus, you get a draft pick from this season, this coming draft. You can start the rebuild in Milwaukee. Josh Hart gives you a solid veteran player. Then you look at the Spurs. Why would you want a player like OG Anunoby maybe go to OKC if they have to jump in there? Even if they don't want him, even if there's no talk about them. The Spurs getting OG Anunoby to fill a position on that roster that has been glaring for a long time, for at least 4 years. You don't have to re-up. You don't have to sign Stephon Castle for a while. You don't have to sign Dylan Harper for a while. Vic's super duper max contract really just falls on whether he can make all NBA, win Defensive Player of the Year, or an MVP. But he's got to stay healthy during that time. He gets the 65 games, he's eligible. He hasn't been able to do that. He has next season to do it. He's got to do it next season in order to be eligible. But even if you do, you are still fine. You have De'Aaron Fox on that max deal that he got. You would put Victor on a max deal. By the time OG is done with his contract, you're moving Castle to that max deal. Then you may have Harper at a max deal. This is a huge win-win for all teams involved. Getting OG Anunoby as in the Spurs, on the Spurs, instantly puts them above OKC. You're not losing Devin. You're not losing Keldon. Of course, you have Cornette. You have Julian Champagny still. You're not losing vital pieces, but you're gaining an important chess piece in OG Anunoby. What do you think, Spurs fans? How do you think this plays out if it was ever able to happen? Again, it's a fool's dream, but you do not want a team like OKC who has the exact same amount, to offer in a 3-team deal. You don't want to give them the opportunity to get better than what they already are. What do you guys think? Good move, bad move, a move that they should be looking to make? Are there any trades out there you want to see San Antonio make? Are there any trades out there that you think will happen in the NBA that could change the landscape of everything? That's your burning sports question from us here at the Sports Answer. Shout out to Salem Surround, 210-526-3635. Be sure to go there. That way they can get your marketing needs done. Your brand needs to be built. It needs to be marketed the right way. There's only one choice. That's Salem Surround, salemsurround.com/San Antonio, 210-526-3635. You guys out there, stay safe in the weather that we've had around Texas this weekend. Enjoy the football games, guys. Enjoy the Spurs season. All-Star weekend is almost here. Victor Wembanyama has been named an All-Star starter. Enjoy sports. Baseball is about to be ramping up here in the next few months, so we've got a lot more to talk about. Shout out again to the Indiana Hoosiers. Congratulations on that national championship. For everybody here at the Sports Answer, Answer Now TV on YouTube. Subscribe today. We'll see you guys next week, because why? You've got burning sports questions. We've got the sports answers. See y'all guys next week.
You've been listening to The Sports Answer with Rudy Campos Jr. Today's show was brought to you by Salem Surround San Antonio, helping local businesses grow with digital strategies that work. Visit salemsurround.com/San Antonio to learn more. We'll see you next time on The Sports Answer.